At every stage of life, baby boomers have reshaped the trends, from advertising to housing to healthcare. And now as we age, we see our large numbers impacting the face of Alzheimer's and other dementias. What will the future hold? To tell us what we can do today, Steve Osgood and Nancy Udelson are here from the Alzheimer's Association Cleveland area chapter. They want to share the latest findings and advice. Steve is the advocacy chair and Nancy is the executive director. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Such an important topic. So Nancy, let's start with you. I know this is a national problem, but bring it a little closer to home. What's going on here in Ohio?
Sure. Right here locally in our region, there are about 56,000 people with Alzheimer's disease, up from 40,000 back in 2000. And in the state of Ohio, we have an estimated 230,000 people with the disease. And we always say estimated because there's so many people that go undiagnosed.
Oh, I'm sure there are. It's kind of kept behind closed doors yet, I would think.
It is.
That's not good. So, Steve, do these numbers in Ohio and the Cleveland area reflect what's going on nationally?
Unfortunately, they really do. The Alzheimer's Association estimates that there are 5.4 million Americans currently suffering from the disease. And of that amount, 5.2 million are 65 years old or older, but a full 200,000 are actually under the age of 65. If you put it in another way, and this is very sobering, every 68 seconds somebody develops Alzheimer's.
Ooh, very scary. I mean, these numbers are huge. What did they mean, though, Nancy, to us at a personal level?
Well, like any disease, Lori, you know, there's a financial toll, certainly, but there's also a very personal toll. Someone who's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's or related dementia usually lives somewhere between 4 and 8 years, but they can live as long as 20 years with the disease. So if you were taking care of your loved one, you can only imagine what the toll would take. Caregiver stress is a huge problem for people dealing with this disease.
Yeah, they need some help. So, Steve, even if we have a family member with dementia, even if we don't personally, I mean, we're all feeling this effect throughout the community, right?
Right, as families are struggling, especially in these hard economic times, and states are suffering the budget shortfalls that they are, the cost of Alzheimer's is overwhelming. It's estimated that in 2012, the United States will spend $200 billion on Alzheimer's, and that includes $140 billion of Medicaid and Medicare. What it doesn't include is that there is $210 billion of unpaid care that is given by caregiving families and friends of people with Alzheimer's.
Those are huge numbers. So,
They are.
Steve, what do we do?
Well, the first thing we have to do is make people aware of this upcoming epidemic. If we don't do anything or change the path we're on, by 2050, this disease is going to cost $1.1 trillion annually. I mean, that's just a huge, huge number. And so that
beyond what I can even comprehend, you know.
And if you think about it, it's only 38 years away. I mean, that is not that far away.
Yeah, it comes very quickly. So what's the Alzheimer's Association doing to try to get this funding that's going to be needed?
Well, we have put a formal plan together, and the number one goal of the plan is really to start working on ways to prevent Alzheimer's disease and then help those that are affected by the disease and have that occur by 2025. There is huge momentum on the research side of Alzheimer's right now, but unfortunately it still needs a more national presence of support and additional resources. At the same time, this plan that is put in place is really working on enhancing the care of the Alzheimer's patient themselves, as well as giving additional support to caregiving families.
Okay, and Nancy, is there something we can do here in town to
Absolutely.
get more information to help?
We urge your viewers to become advocates for these issues, to go to alz.org and sign up to be an advocate for us and our issues.
Okay, sounds like a great thing to do, to volunteer time for. So, Alzheimer's will affect all of us in one way or another. Learn what you can do to help your future by contacting the Alzheimer's Association Cleveland area chapter at 800-272-3900 or visit their website at alz.org. Or alz.org, yeah, no comm in there. My thanks to Steve and Nancy for alerting us to these unnerving numbers.
Next, protect your estate from greedy children and in-laws.